Asante sana mpenzi mtazamaji, shikamoo mahali popote ulipo, karibu kwenye kipindi chetu cha leo Leaders Front. Hapa tunazungumzia wale ambao wameshikilia nyadhifa mbalimbali katika jamii. Na hii leo tumebahatika kuzungumza naye Edwin Kang'ethe ambaye jina la utani anajiita Breaker. Asante sana bwana Edwin kwa kupata muda kuweza kuzungumza nasi. Thank you so much for coming. Bwana Edwin, your story actually says what is possible about leadership. Let us now get to know your story. Story yako ni gani?
My name is Edwin Kang'ethe Ndungu, also known as Breaker. Now, what I can say, I was born and raised here in Thika, an estate called Makongeni, phase 4. And in a family of 2 siblings, myself and my younger sister, who is called Chela. And what I can say, your life haikuwa that easy, because my mother was a single mother, was single, and it was not an easy thing, because I believe single motherhood, it is not an easy thing, because you are both parents. You are the father and you are the mother. I started my primary education in Thika Barracks Primary School.
Just around.
Just around Makongeni.
Yeah.
From there, I joined my high school.
Yeah.
But this time round, that time I went to Kisii County. I went to a private school, and the private school by the name Gusii Highlights High School, and I cleared my secondary there, and I came back to Thika, and I joined college in an institution by the name Kenya Institute of Development Studies. Another name, abbreviation yake ni KIDS.
Pia iko around Thika too.
It is in Nairobi.
Okay.
Along Moi Avenue. Yeah, so I pursue a diploma in community development and social work. And after kumaliza, I was employed in an organization, and in that organization I learned a lot. And the organization was Women Awareness and Development Studies. It was Women Awareness and Initiative. And that is where my love for serving people came, because I've told you the kind of what I studied. It was all about social work and development, and that course it deals with the community. So what I'm trying to say is, when I joined that organization, it was all about meeting the people, giving them services. So that is where now the love of serving the community started. And I left the organization after I felt I needed more. And with a friend of mine by the name Sam, we opened an organization by the name Women for Future Organization, also known as WOFO. It was back in 2012, and we started working for the community. And majorly that organization, we wanted that organization to meet the needs of the people, and so
especially women or generally people.
Okay, generally people.
Because the institution it kind of favors women than men.
Okay, what I believe, when you empower a woman, you empower the whole nation. And the reason as to why we decided to put the word women, it is because we know very well that when you include women in productivity, the results are visible. So when we started that organization, we started moving around. Mostly, our focus was in rural areas, and we formed groups, women groups, youth groups, and even groups that they were self-help. Where okay, self-help means maybe there are men included.
Yeah.
So at that time, back in the former organization that I was working for, I was trained about table banking. Now, that concept really helped me because we started the same thing with those chamas of women, and we did great because even up to now, the organization is still there. We are working with the women, the youth also, and even we are also inviting men who also believe that coming together, people can do it.
Let me talk about, let me ask you about this personal, I think it is a personal question, the name Breaker. You say that people know you as Breaker. Where did you get this kind of a name?
Okay, on a light note, that name, I go back in high school. I used to break dance. In our era, break dancing was the thing. So in that area, in Kisii County, they also call it Gusiland. I was the best in break dancing. So that is on a lighter note. But when it comes to now the real life, I always embraced that name because for me, breaker was not just all about dancing, making entertaining people. No, that name, it made me who I am today. Because back in 2010, I lost my mom, and she rest in peace wherever she is. And I was still new in employment, so I was confused. And that time, my younger sister was in high school, so the responsibility that I had to make sure that I have to stand with her, and also to fulfill what we had talked with my mom. And for me, I believe breaker, in layman's language, it's all ni kuvunja, kuvunja the challenges. For me, my life has not been easy. There are a lot of kumekuwa na challenges mingi za finance, lacking the parental love yenye mtu anataka, because you may seek parental love from different people thinking that utafeed tu vile, lakini you should understand that your parents, the love that they will give you, you will not get it from anyone else.
Now, Muhesh, all said and done, sasa umeamua umeshow interest in political seat in Kameno. Hiyo interest inatoka wapi?
Okay, about my leadership. Bado nitarudi nyuma kwa sababu mtu amejaribu kuongoza mahali haikujangi just once. There's somebody somewhere anaonanga you have the quality of being a leader. Because nikiwa bado primary school, I was given the responsibility of opening all the classes, the classrooms. I was also a scout leader, a first aider, and I was also a prefect, a class prefect. So I went to high school. I was a prefect there. In college, I was an entertainment prefect. So, and when I joined WADI, that organization, I was given responsibilities, and I really enjoyed and I really worked hard for every responsibility that I was given then, and I felt the urge in me of leading people and also showing people the way. I just felt it was in me. So the leadership that I'm seeking, or the leadership that I have inside me, it has been a thing that has been pushing me for quite some time. I wanted to vie in 2017, but that time I was not settled. My mind was not settled. And I always prayed to God, and I told God, if this thing that I have in me of leadership, kindly God, make sure whatever I have, you will push it to the limit, and one day it will come out. So the kind of leadership that I have witnessed in Kenya, in particular, I have seen, as young people, we need to do better, because there's nothing that that the saying that which says that young people, they are the future leaders.
Vijana ni viongozi wa kesho.
Sisi vijana right now, this is our time, and we need to come together, because Joseph, as young people, we are 70%. The population of young people, it is 70% in Kenya, and maybe in different counties, even wards and constituencies. So I believe when we come together, we can be able to tackle all the challenges, all the problems that we have. Yeah.
Okay, YMCA, perhaps unge stick to where you are. Ni nini na kupush utake kabisa this position of an MCA?
An MCA. Like they always say, charity begins at home. And the reason is why I'm saying that is because the area that I want to represent, I have seen the kind of leadership that it's there. That leadership, it's wanting, and I believe that area can be better than it is, and I believe because that seat that I'm vying for, the MCA seat of Kameno, I believe that area needs a leader who understands the area very well. Mwenye ametembea huko ndani ameingia na kabisa na watu. Because I might be staying in Makongeni, but if you ask me where is Kiganjo, have you ever been to Kiganjo? Have you ever been into Kiangombe? You don't know. But for me, I have crisscrossed every part of Kameno. So I know all the problems and the challenges. And I believe that hiyo msukumo nimekuwa nayo Mungu amenipatia, nitaweza kubadilisha Kameno.
Your critics might say that wewe si mtu wa huko kwa sababu early before ulikuwa unaniambia wewe ni mzaliwa wa a place called Kairi. Now your critics might say that
where my mom came from. Mimi ni mzaliwa huko. Phase 4 Kameno, ya Makongeni. Yeah, okay. Unajua everybody in town hapa, we all have a rural area. Kila mtu hapa. Na mimi kwetu where mama yangu ametoka, because nimwambia mama yangu alikuwa single mother. Ametoka mahali inaitwa Kairi. Gatondo North. Huko ndio mama yangu ametoka. Na mimi sikuzaliwa huko. Mimi nilizaliwa wapi? Nilizaliwa huko Thika, Makongeni. So critics wangu wenye wanafikiria naweza kuwa maybe na wadanganya, it is in record. Sasa mimi niko huku.
Awadi ukienda ku develop nyumbani kwa kina mama rather than kufanya kazi huku?
Okay, unajua once you are a leader and you are vying mahali, kumaanisha you want to tap the potential of that place. Because from the word go, mimi sijahama. I have always been in Makongeni, Kameno area for the longest time, and I'm not planning to do that. Because I want to make my people to know that there is a leader they can depend on and who can make Kameno a better place.
Let me ask you, what is your leadership style?
My style? I would say this, most leaders, I'll just go to the lower one, the MCA. Majority of the MCAs who are elected by the people, most of them, when they get that seat, they disappear. They are nowhere to be seen. When you call them, they don't pick calls, or maybe sometimes they even change their contacts. So for me, the style that I'm going to use, it's because that style,
Yeah.
I will tell my people I wouldn't go far. I'll continue staying and living in Kameno. I will not move. I'll be meeting my people all the time I'm not representing them in the county assembly. I'll be interacting with them and we'll work together with them so that I can be able to understand their problems more. So what I'm trying to say is, mimi nitakuwa na wananchi wapi kwa ground.
Ofisi ya MCA imekuwa blamed for lack of development in most areas. Now, what are the areas that probably you might think, or you think that it needs to be strengthened in Kameno?
What I can say, Joseph, MCA, the role of an MCA, it is oversighting, the oversight of county funds and projects, because we need to understand what an MCA should do and what he or she must not do. Because an MCA, the way I understand it, and the way I know the constitution of Kenya states, the seat of the MCA, you are there not to deal with county government projects directly. You are there to give out proposals, legislate in the county assembly, and to oversight what? And also to be a bridge, a linkage between you, the county government, and your electorate. So, kuna hiyo mambo wanasemanga, MCA anafaa ajenge barabara. MCA anafaa atupatie bursaries. Me, what I can tell people is, yes, katai, kuna kuwa na hizo maneno. Lakini the MCA kazi yake ni going lobbying. Kwenda kuongea na county to make sure all the services that mwananchi anafaa afanywe zimekuja. Kazi ya MCA ni mimi kupitisha hizo mashida, I go resonate them, niende naziongelea huko kwa county assembly, ndio zikikuja huko ziweze kuwa implemented. Sasa kazi yangu inakuanga ku make sure nimeangalia hizo vitu zimekuwa implemented. Kama ni bursaries, county government inapeana bursaries, because for me I'm familiar with the ground. Mimi nasaidia county government fanya nini? Kudisperse nini? The bursaries. Sasa na ikiwa responsibility yangu, for me I believe wale watu wako na uwezo wa kusomesha watoto wao, they all need to kufuatilia mambo ya bursaries. Wenye wako shida, wacha tuwapatie hiyo chance. Wafanya nini? Wapate hizo bursaries, watoto wao wafanye nini? Wasome. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Kameno imeonekana one of the biggest and largest position, imekuwa kubwa sana. Kumekuwa na that kind of a thing that inafaa igawanywe iwe mbili, kuwe na Kameno side moja na Kameno side nyingine. What is your take on that?
Okay, hiyo kitu I would like to tell my fellow leaders. Kuna hiyo mambo imekuwa bado ilikuwa tu kwa BBI, na mimi ningeomba sana the elected leaders, especially in parliament, in both the Senate and the lower parliament, I'll let them understand this. Sisi kama wananchi, kama Kameno venye tuko, hii mambo ya one man, one vote, one shilling, mimi ningependa hiyo kitu ikuwe implemented. They need to sit down. Sio lazima tuende hiyo BBI. They can come up with that amendment. They go back to parliament. waende wa legislate hiyo kitu ipitishwe, because a county, for example, a ward like Kameno, we have like 50,000 registered voters. Na ukienda mahali kama Northeastern, utapata kuna county, kuna constituency iko na watu kama 50,000. Unaona? So what I'm trying to say is Kameno itself, it's like a county. Na ikiwa kama county, unaona whatever we are receiving, tuna receive as part of county, si ndio? As part of the ward, si ndio? Lakini kuna wenye wanapata
as
kama
part of
constituency. So mimi ninasema hivi, Kameno it's big and it's wide. Ningeomba wenye wako huko wajaribu kutusaidia sana, venye tunaweza gawanyisha Kameno at least ndio pia tuweze kupata nini? Kupata those projects, kupata hizo funds, ndio tuweze pia kukuza nini? Because I believe saizi Kameno hata nikipata ni kazi. Mwenye nikichaguliwa Kameno ni kumaanisha mimi sitakuwa nikitoka huko. Kama siku wa county assembly huko lazima nitembee kila mahali, because it's like a constituency by the way. Ni kubwa sana. So mimi ningependa hiyo mambo vile umeniuliza. Ningeomba sana kama hiyo Kameno yetu inaweza pasuliwa. Hata kama mara 3. Kwa sababu hiyo county ni kubwa. Hiyo ni ward. Na tungependa at least kila mwananchi aweze kupata zile resources anafaa apate. And that is why nimeadvocate hiyo ya one man, one vote, one shilling.
Let me ask you this, Muhesh. Kuna some areas ambazo wewe mwenyewe unaona hapa kuna gap ambayo ukipewa nafasi you'll be able to fill them. What are kind of the gaps that you think that this one, if done like this, it can be filled na kusikuwe na gap?
Okay, kama let me tell you one thing, hii mambo ya nini ya darkness sana sana kwa estates, we know very well where there is darkness lazima kuwe na insecurity. And for me, when I'm elected, when my people of Kameno will elect me, mimi mwenyewe nitaenda kulobby kabisa ni make sure we have the street lights. And once we have the street lights, there will be hakutakuwa na mambo na mangini. Hakutakuwa na mambo na wizi. So, and you know where there is light, you cannot see a thief. So, and also, I will also work with the youth. Like I've told you about those chamas, me would like to engage with the youth, with the Buddha guys, Mama Mboga. We come together to kae chini in clusters of chamas, and I believe when we come together tutaweza kufanya mambo pamoja na tutafanya mambo mingi sana na wao, kwa sababu umoja ni nini? Ni nguvu. And once tukishikana hivyo we can go far. I believe that. Yeah. And also hii mambo ya maji, tuko na shida ya maji huko. We have a problem, the shortage, the rationing. So for me, I would like to tell my people, once you elect me, ama nikiwa kiongozi wenyu, mimi nitaenda kujua what is the problem, because right now people are suffering. Hizi sides za Salama kuna shida, landless, Kiganjo, unaona huko phase 4 na huko, yani people are not getting in adequate water supply. Kwa sababu gani? Let me tell you a history kidogo ya Thika. In early 2000 late uko ma 90s because mimi ni mtu wa era ma 90s early 20s we have never experienced anything concerning water rationing in Thika. Tumekuwa na adequate water supply, but now the area has improved a lot. The population has increased. The people who had planned Thika, I don't think they had an idea of maybe Thika will be a big town. Because the setting, I know the setting at the Wasco, that is where the problem is. Maybe the piping of the water to the estates. I believe those pipes are very small. And also the pumps that are there to pump water. They are, I believe, and I know maybe they don't have the capacity to pump those waters to the residents. So I will go lobby the county government, because the county government is a stakeholder in the WASCO, and I believe it can be a face of restructuring and also trying to make that problem of water shortage be dealt with. You know, Thika, we have a lot of industries. Why can't we just, the county government, it go and lobby those industries? Because most of their employees, they are the residents of Kameno. And I believe if you're an employer and your employee comes at work dirty, maybe that person amekuwa mgonjwa, because unajua kama hizi choo tuko nazo huko kwa maploti, unajua kukosa maji, because most of them zinakonga zile za flushing, kutakuwa na shida, kutakuwa na magonjwa, kutakuwa na shida ya busting ya sewage na watoto tuko nao huko. So those things utajaribu kuongelesha ama kwenda kulegislate huko kwa county, muweze kuona venye mtasaidia watu wa Kameno and Thika in general, how we can change the piping of water to the estate.
Tunaye Edwin Kang'ethe ambaye bila shaka anawania kiti cha MCA katika kaunti ya Kiambu huko Kameno. Tuna mengi ambayo tumekuandalia kuzungumza naye, lakini kabla ya hayo, let us pay some bills. Come back, talk with Edwin.